Hi guys! Today we are talking about glow plugs and spark plugs. We are also going to talk about starters and batteries. So guys, how you doing? I have seen some issues with glow plugs amongst my colleagues and my friends, and I want to talk to you about the principle of the glow plug. What is the function and what it was the function a few years ago, and what is the function now of a glow plug. As you may know, the function of a glow plug is to help the diesel engine to start working. In these days, with the help of the direct injection, the function of the glow plug is no longer the same. The function of the glow plug nowadays is to help to regenerate the DPF. In the older engines, with the pre-chamber injection, you needed these glow plugs here to heat the air around the pre-chamber to help to do the ignition. In the modern engines with the direct injection, electronic or not, you don't need, at least with positive ambient temperatures, you don't need the glow plug as much. You only need the glow plug in negative temperatures and also to help to stabilize the idle and also for the DPF. So I want to talk to you about the principles of working of a glow plug, because I see you guys change not so much outside my country, because maybe I don't see it enough, but I see people change a lot the glow plugs and the relays, and the car is with the same problem, and people get frustrated. So I want to try to explain how does a glow plug works, because if you know the principle of working of this part, you will more easily and efficiently diagnose the real problem of your car, or this problem. So this is very simple. It's almost like a lamp, this have a body, okay, with a thread. It is on this body, the threads in the head, that does contact with the negative ground of your car, negative of the battery. And it is on the top here, or here, or here, that receives positive from your relay, or your battery, or whatever it may be. When the positive is applied, the tip and only the tip, just the tip, only the tip of the glow plug must heat up. And it must heat up as soon as possible. Now, we are going to do some tests. How does a glow plug heats, and how to diagnose if a glow plug is working correctly. It's more simple than some of you may know, and it's more complicated that someone new may know as well. So let's do it. We have here a battery and 3 glow plugs, and I have a normal wire, a good wire, and I will do a very old test. My way of doing this is I put my left hand here on the negative, and I put my right hand, the wire on the body, okay, negative again, and the positive like this, and it glows. Okay, this is a new glow plug. So what I see doing a lot of the times is this. Okay, the glow plug, it's not off the engine, and the people scratch the wire on the top of the glow plug, and they say, oh, it's good. Okay, it's good. Wrong. This one, okay, no sparks. Okay, this is not good. It's easy to see why, okay? If I if I leave here the positive, it does not glow. We can see this without taking off the glow plug. In this one, oh, it sparks. It does spark, but if I leave it here, it does not glow. So these two ones spark. This one does not glow. It will glow after like 10 seconds. And this one is good. How can I test these glow plugs without taking it off the car? It's really easy, guys. I have here, I will show you here. You need a multimeter and you need to understand something very simple. Every glow plug, everyone, has to have the least amount of resistance as possible. How can you remember this? If you take this wire that I used a while ago, if you measure the resistance, the ohms, it's 0.6. Okay, it depends on the length, obviously. And if you take this good glow plug, the resistance is almost a double. It is warm. I cannot test this warm glow plug. You take a cold glow plug and you test it. Look, it's almost the same. It depends a lot on temperature. And now this one, it must correspond with my previous test. 0, nothing. It's like I'm not touching anything. If I touch the body on two sides, obviously I get continuous. But here, nothing. Okay. If I test this glow plug in the engine, I know for sure this glow plug is not good. If I test this one that is very hot still, the value should be, okay, it's very hot, and my multimeter is very cheap. Very cheap. So it's not working with this one because it's hot and my multimeter is not good. So a new spark plug, a cold one, 1.6, 1.5. This one I know without taking it off the engine, it's good. And this one that did spark, and it will glow after like 10 seconds. If I test it here, it will give me, now it's giving me correct values, but this is also good to know because a while ago it was giving me 35 ohms, and now with the temperature it's going to the right amount of ohms. But this is also a good thing. So I test this glow plug with the engine hot, and it's giving me right values. But I take off this glow plug and I test it on the battery directly, and it's bad. It's very bad. So two things that we can learn from here. We can test almost anything just with this multimeter. Mainly, if you have 4 volts or 5 volts glow plugs, you cannot test them on the battery. It will burn up immediately. And even if you have correct value of resistance on the glow plugs, do not trust on that blindly, because as we know, this one and these two glow plugs have the same good value of resistance, but this one is very, very late. It will glow after a long time, and it's not glowing just on the tip. It's glowing like in here. So it's very bad. Another thing that I want to talk to you about is, I have here the battery. I want to talk to you about batteries. I want to be short. I promise. But before I talk about batteries, what I see a lot of the times is people not having having a problem with the glow plug system. They have a message on the display or on the cluster, and they change or four plugs, and they change the relay in the car, stays the same. Be careful on one thing. The new glow plugs, you have to test every one of them. I have seen a lot of problems on new glow plugs because they don't correspond with the normal resistance. Mainly on the Alfa glow plugs. I've seen a lot of glow plugs not having 1.1, 1.2. I've seen them with 10, 20 ohms. And that amount of resistance will generate an error. Please be careful with the glow plugs you purchase, you buy, because a lot of them are not good, because they fall, because they are not good quality, because they are some doubtful shipment from China, whatever it may be. So please be careful with the glow plugs you purchase and test them very well before you install them. I have seen also 4 glow plugs that I installed on a car, on a 159. 1 year later, one of those plugs still heated up very well. If I did the test on the battery, but the internal resistance was very high, so it did generated an error. Okay, so now imagine one thing: you have your car, you change all your four glow plugs, you change your relay, and your car does not start. How can we diagnose that?